Hey, Julia, thanks for being here today and being willing to answer some of my questions about your experience of conscious EFT and in particular the experience of that workshop that you've just recently done.
Of course, happy to.
Beautiful. So I'm thinking to start off with, like, how would you talk about how conscious EFT has personally impacted your life and also your practice with people, your clients?
How much time do we have for me to tell you
All you want.
that? Oh my goodness. Conscious EFT came into my life in 2018, I guess, and has completely transformed every area of my life. From the things I struggle with the most at the time was my relationship to my body and food, which is exactly what I help my clients with. So that really helped me to not only heal my own issues, but then take the work that I'm so passionate about and be able to help replicate those changes in other women around the world. So that for me was probably the biggest gift right there. But as conscious EFT works, it didn't stop there. It really wove into, finances, romantic relationships. I really believe that's why I have a husband today, because it did all its magic. And yeah, truly every part of my life I feel has transformed in such a miraculous way from doing this work. And that's what I see with my clients too, is how we may focus a lot on the area of body image and confidence and food, but when you heal those things that are sucking all of your energy, you then get to invest that energy in co-creating the outcomes you want in the world in a much bigger way, which is very exciting.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you. So, speaking of the workshop, can you describe the experience and the impact of your recent workshop?
Yes, yes, I can. So I recently did a workshop centered on the topic of weight and with women in my program. And so we did a lot of work around dismantling the collective shame that we have around our weights and really working through the conditioning that we acquire as a result of living in a world that is so weight focused and dominated by this need to look a certain way, and really talked about the relationship that we have psychologically to weight that often isn't addressed because we're so focused on diet and exercise are the only two things that matter. So yeah, we spent a lot of time using conscious EFT to help us clear that conditioning and come to a much more empowered place. As we would say, sort of on the right hand side of the continuum, the more ventral vagal energy, and people left feeling very empowered and almost like little rebels who wanted to be leaders in the world and wanted to live life as someone who knows that I can love myself as I am today, and I don't have to let society's messaging, conditioning control me anymore, which is so wonderful.
Yeah, so powerful, isn't it? Right? Isn't that what we're wanting to do with all of our clients with Conscious EFT is that empowerment piece that we are not at the effect of whatever the circumstances that the world tells us we ought to be concerned with.
Exactly.
Well, you and I did a lot of mentoring, both in you developing this fabulous program that you offer the world, and then specifically recently around the workshop that you offered. So what stands out for you? Hopefully there's going to be something. What stands out for you and how the mentoring we did together was impactful?
Well, you stand out, Nancy.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I often wonder what I will do when you decide not to mentor me anymore.
Not to worry about that. No plans happening here.
But yeah, I think it's essential. I value so much my continued learning and expertise in this modality. And I think it's so important to have someone to bounce ideas off of and see where there's potential to take things to a whole other level. And the mentoring that I've done with you has been invaluable. And I get so excited every time we get together because I know I'm going to learn something, and I know I'm going to be able to take something to my clients and elevate their experience in the world. And also just you're always elevating our learning in NFT. So there's always something new that I am learning, even though, I've done all those certifications and everything. So
Yeah.
so much value. I couldn't possibly contain it in one little sentence for you.
Yeah, I think that is really what is so inspiring and exciting to me too in our community, the National EFT Training Institute is because we are like we're mavericks. Right. We are like little rebels saying, "Hey, there's a better way to engage in this process of healing and personal growth." And it's a holistic, integrative, like let's not forget that we've got eons and eons of Eastern philosophy wisdom and this beautiful new knowledge of the Western psychology, neuroscience, but the power of putting all of that together in conscious EFT, wow, it really, really makes an impact. And I think what comes out of that then is to say that conscious EFT is an emerging practice. Like it's not finished. What I love about it is being able to watch how it has evolved over the years. And I'm sure you, since 2018, have really witnessed the change and the evolution as it emerges really through all of us now. And so it is, right, a constant learning experience.
Absolutely. And I think most people that have some connection to EFT, then when they connect with conscious EFT, they're like, "Oh, this is so vastly different and so much more impactful because of all the added wisdom that we have around everything, the nervous system, all of those beautiful pieces that you integrate into our learning."
And what the actual um, plan of transformation is. So many people talk about transformation. It's such a common word to throw around, but what are the steps of transformation and how do we engage with our clients at each of those different steps? That's what's so drastically important, and I think really adds the efficacy of conscious EFT. It's not like a one size fits all. Here's a modality, and now we'll just apply this modality. It's no, who is that person and what are they needing and requiring from the modality at that time. Yeah,
Absolutely.
cool. Okay, I have another question. Let me see. So, can you share some feedback that you received from your workshop participants?
Oh, okay, great. Well, I can read you some of the takeaways if that helps. I
Ooh,
haven't
that's
sent out
great.
a survey yet or anything, but I'd be happy to share some of these.
Okay.
Okay. So, I have feelings of safety. I have relief from all the heaviness of the conditioning. I know that attractive doesn't come as a shape or size. These limiting beliefs carry over to everything, and I refuse to let society hold me back. I won't let them win anymore. I'm ready to give myself love and a chance to rise above this. I've always felt there was a better way, and I'm proud of us that we will be the examples. There's so much more to life than losing weight. I imagine how much energy I could have if I was able to fully ditch these heavy negative beliefs about my body, and I'm ready. I
Wow.
feel like a cool outsider. I feel empowered of how I can rise above society's thinking. And I know that all we want is peace, not an actual weight.
Wow. And what was it like for you to be receiving that feedback?
Yeah, wow. I just felt so aligned with my purpose in that moment. Like I felt it so alive within me that feeling that this is exactly where I need to be and what I need to be doing and witnessing the impact that it was making on all of them. It was just so rewarding and I had to hold back the tears. I was like, I got to keep leading this, but I'm very grateful and moved by what this does for people.
Yeah. And what about the future, Julia? Now that you've finished this particular workshop, I know that was one of your dreams and goals, and to have
Yeah.
such a positive experience with it, what comes next?
Well, they loved it so much. I'm gonna do it again for some other people that couldn't make it, but I would love to do some more focused workshops. And one that came to mind was on the conditioning that we acquire from our parents, and usually the mother, if you have a parent who struggles with, a negative relationship to their body and food, and just working through that and learning from parents and feeling safe to create your own, story around food and what you would prefer to believe to be true today. So I think that would be a next valuable step for us.
Beautiful. And how do you see conscious EFT, your continued learning, mentoring? How do you see that factoring into these future goals?
Well, hand in hand, of course. I'm not going anywhere, so I'll still
I'm
be
not
here.
going anywhere, so I guess that answers our question.
We'll be co-creating.
We are co-creating all the time, isn't it? And it's just such a joy to do
It
that.
really is. I love it so much.
Yeah. I think the question that occurs to me too as I'm listening to you share is to ask like how has conscious EFT in particular impacted your confidence as a coach?
Oh my goodness. Well, in so many ways. I mean, I've done pretty much every one of your programs. So I would say that even just after Discover, I felt so eager and ready to take this into the world. And then after doing Harness, it was like I actually feel like a confident practitioner in this. And then after I did the master certification, it was like, well, now I feel even more confident. And now with our all of our continued learning in Engage and mentoring, it's like I don't really ever I don't really ever have any doubts as a practitioner because I know I have all the support and all the skills and I'm very diligent about continuing all of that. So but I didn't used to be that way. I definitely used to worry a lot about and be overly responsible for people's results, which of course wasn't helpful, but that's very much changed.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, that really is my intention, in particular with the harness certification level course, that people come out feeling confident and are very competent as well in facilitating the client change. And Julia, I just want to say to you that I'm just so grateful for how you honor the work and how you honor me, and it really does feel like it comes alive. Uh, through you. And of course, that means the world to me. So thank you. Thank you so much. Awesome. Onward and upward together, eh? Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy.
You bet.